This meeting is being recorded.
Hello, good evening, everyone. This is Mohit here from Master of Growth, and today we have Saloni with us from Traya Health, which is into uh, hair rejuvenation, if I'm at the correct word. But we'll hear from her, and we'll talk about how she has led the company, how she has kind of grown it, what made her start this, and things on that front. So, Saloni, welcome to Master of Growth. Glad to have you. And to start with, please give an introduction about Traya and yourself, how you jumped on to Traya. By the way, name is
Sure.
amazing.
Thank you, Mohit. Thank you for having me over. Glad that you like the name. So I'll start with that. Traya in Sanskrit actually means Trinity, three science. So we kept this company because the brand is based on a philosophy that how do we bring allopathy, Ayurveda, and nutrition on one platform to actually cure health issues that are not otherwise manageable, right? That's I mean you'll understand why this philosophy is so important, and when I tell you how I started the company. To begin with, I'll introduce myself. I come from a tech background. I'm a software computer science engineer by profession. I worked in health tech for a couple of years. Moved to an MBA course and did an MBA in marketing. Started my career after MBA in leading a startup called Upshot.ai. It is a tech software that helps engagement in mobile apps, especially healthcare. I was kind of the first employee there, so I took care of setting up the entire team within the budgets that we had, and building product strategy. I brought it to about a 2 million ARR revenue company. All the sales were abroad, North America mostly, and for the tech product. And I quit Upshot to start Traya. So that's a little bit about my background. Um, so do you want me to like jump into how I started the company?
Yes, would be glad to hear on that.
Sure. Mohit, Traya is a very, very personal sort of story. My husband Altaf and I got married back in 2017. He was running a food startup back then, and I was doing my job. And he was going through a lot of health issues. He was diagnosed with hypothyroidism, high uric acid, excessive weight gain, severe hair loss. We were basically in bad space when it comes to health. And I think it happens when you run a company. I think it was a very strenuous job for an entrepreneur to especially run a food company. With all the tastings all the time, and the timing is such, if you're in the hotel industry, you start 4 a.m. in the morning and you end late night. So it's a very, very strenuous area to be. And fortunately, his company was doing well in 2017, and he hired a CEO from Sodexo to lead the company. And he was trying to, he felt that it was time for him to move out and take some time out, because it had reached a level where a CEO could, take care of it. So we as husband and wife decided that, we've sort of done a lot of startup bit, and I was just a startup wife and a wannabe entrepreneur. So we decided, let's take time out. Let's just focus on health. And we started, spending all our time into our health. What can we do about hypothyroidism? So actually, the problem was hypothyroidism and not hair fall. Um, we went from doctor to doctor. We realized that there's very little that allopathy can do. They have a pill that you have to take, and you have to take all your life. The dosage for his pill went off the roof, about 125. We saw that we were going nowhere, and we started researching more. We came across a research paper not related to hypothyroidism, but something else. It was a Harvard study that said that um, how important internal health is, even if the disease is not linked to it. So let's say you are a Parkinson's patient, but you have a gut issue and you have a poor digestion. how that poor digestion can lead to acceleration of your Parkinson's disease. And the two are not connected at all. That kind of took us to Ayurveda. We both are non-Ayurvedic people, right? Like my mom is a doctor, my dad is a pharma, he runs a pharma company. All our life, we've been taught not to touch anything other than allopathy. I had not eaten Ayurveda. I had not even seen Ayurveda before Traya. So Altaf said, let's just try Ayurveda. What if I have to work on my gut health? What if I have to work on my internal? And that's the Ayurveda philosophy. So we went to multiple doctors in Bombay. I'll cut short. We went to 12 different, most well-known Ayurveda doctors in Bombay. And all of them gave things that we couldn't trust or eat, right? Like they would pack powders and give, and we couldn't eat. And finally, we met this one Ayurveda doctor I would really want to mention. He now heads the medical team at Traya, Dr. Shailendra Ji. He could explain us in medical terms how Altaf's body is messed up from the Ayurveda angle, right? Why he has hair loss, why he has hypothyroidism, why he has uric acid, etc. And we told him, look, we are not going to eat any powders. So he said, okay, give me 3 months. I'll give you a naturopathy diet plan. Just eat the vegetables and fruits, etc. that I give you. Don't stick to it for 3 months. And if you see results in your thyroid, come back to me. Otherwise, don't. And we saw a reduction in his thyroid. We saw, like, the doctor was shocked that, what are you guys doing that his thyroid is coming under control finally. And that's when we started, spending a lot of time with him, working on Ayurveda. We understood the science with him, and we got Altaf's health back in way. His weight dropped, his thyroid level, his thyroid dosage from 125 dropped to 50 dosage, right? Which was fantastic. And it involved changing our way of life. We adopted that holistic way of life. A part of the diet was to leave gluten for a while. So we stopped wheat chapatis. We moved to jowar and bajra. So a lot of things, from food to Ayurveda to, of course, meeting the endocrinologist and eating that thyronam, that together we solved his health. And the outcome that people could see was his hair growth. Right? People didn't know that he had thyroid, etc. But all his friends started coming and asking, "Yaar, Altaf, kya kar raha hai? Tere baal itne ug rahe, baal itne ug rahe." And I used to go to them and say, "Mere se baat karo, maine kiya hai." So I started sending them to, go meet my doctor, meet this doctor, go this diet plan, do this. And I saw that all of them were excited about hair growth, but it was too difficult, right? Who has the time to go to 4 doctors, make a plan? People do that for things like cancer, but probably it's just too much for people. In fact, even for thyroid, we were able to do it because we were free at that point, right? So that's the background. Now, a couple of months later, we realized that this could actually be a company. I think it was like one eureka moment where Altaf and I were brainstorming on startup ideas. And Altaf was like, look, what have we done? We've adopted holistic living. Why is there not a company that gives holistic living as an important? Why is there no company that helps you treat chronic issues that cannot be solved by just allopathy? Why is it so difficult? Why are there allopathy and Ayurveda doctors not on the same page? Why is there not a clinic where I could go to and meet both doctors together? And from there, piece by piece, we came to a point that, let's get into research. We were initially thinking we'll start something for thyroid. And then when we went to research, we realized that hair is a great, great, great market. And it's a big problem. It's amazing that how many people are like out on the road, 2 out of 5 men need Traya, right? It's that big a problem. But what excited us even more is how corrupt the current hair industry is. The more we research, we were like, how is it that we could regrow hair, and the big top 5 FMCG companies that are building revenue on hair, and there are L'Oreals and I don't know, like the big people of the world, why are they not able to regrow hair? And we realized that everybody is thinking superficially. They are thinking that it's a cosmetic problem. They want to give you a hair fall shampoo and a hair fall oil and a hair fall serum. But if your hair fall is due to your anemia, then you need to work on your hemoglobin level. If it's because of thyroid, you need to work on your thyroid. So hair loss is connected to these internal health factors, including sleep, digestion, metabolism, that you need to work with. But out there, all you get is a hair fall shampoo. Now, if you go to a dermat, they actually try to push you a PRP or a transplant because that's where the money is. So we did our surveys, we went to dermats, we did PRP treatments to see if it works, and it was not impressive. It's just a temporary 3-month solution, and you have to keep on doing each round is 33,000. It's insane. Um, and we realized, and meanwhile, we had a couple of friends who started seeing hair growth results because they were on our plan, right? One of them was getting married. So we were, he was super excited that like, you guys regrew my hair and I'm like now going to find a girl. So, so in that phase, we thought, let's start. Okay. And the first thing I did was I realized that even to do research or survey or, you need time. So let me quit my job. And I quit my job, and we decided what is the easiest way to test this, right? Like to go out in the market and test what we are doing. So the first thing we did was try to make MVP out of our plan, right? Like, so we thought, okay, let's get one dermat, one Ayurveda doctor, which we already had, who had treated Altaf. We told them, look, we need help. We want to get 50 people treated by you. We'll get the people, you treat them. And we created a landing page. We started with a small 1,000 rupee budget. We went out and we got 50 leads. We called them up and we said, we'll build your plan, but you need to speak to doctors. So it was all manual. There was no website, nothing, just one landing page. We got them in a video call with our Ayurveda doctor, our dermatologist. The dermat prescribed whatever the stuff was. We went to the pharmacy, bought that products of other companies. So let's say the dermat prescribed a vitamin of Abort, we picked it up. A vitamin serum of Cipla, we picked it up. And for Ayurveda, we realized that those products don't exist at all for us to even use in the MVP, because most Ayurvedic brands sell individual herbs. So if you go, you'll get an amla or a curcumin, but we had about 35 combination of herbs in the powder that doctor was preparing, the formulations that we were working on. And the formulation differed based on what the root causes. So of course, one that Altaf ate was not the one that his friends ate. So, we realized that there is customization is critical in Ayurveda to see results. So even today at Traya, if a person with gut health comes in versus a person with sleep issue, the products and the formulations are completely different. We are all are being treated for hair growth, but the treatment is completely different. So what we did was we used our doctor and we landed up on a small Ayurveda factory in Panchgini, where a passionate guy would grow herbs and make like authentic formulations. We gave him our formulation literally on a pen and paper, and we said that we want these many herbs combinations for the first 55 people that we are getting onto the plan. This is back in July 2019. We got these 55 people, we packed the boxes, we sent it out, literally counted each tablet, packed, sticker हाथ से लगाया है, pack हाथ से किया है, भेजा है. This time it was just Altaf and me, no team. Sent out 55 boxes, and we decided that for the next 4 months, we are not going to do anything. No landing page, no marketing, nothing. We're just going to work with these 50 people, call them up every week, understand what's happening, and let's see if this helps them or not. And we told them that, hey, we made that connect with them over calls. We got their pictures every 20 days. And by end of 5th month, we saw amazing hair growth results, right? We realized that what happened with Altaf and his friends is not one-off cases. What we have is a holistic solution that works on internal health, and in 5 to 6 months can regrow hair. And that's when we decided, let's go out, let's build a company. So more marketing exercises, more landing pages. We made a website. We realized it cannot be sold like a product. Traya is not a product company. You cannot buy just a shampoo off the shelf and think your hair can regrow. It won't. You have to come on Traya website, take the hair test. We understand your root cause, and then we build a customized plan. And that's critical to the efficacy of the results. And yeah, from there we began. The 55 people hair results was good enough for us to raise our seed fund, which we closed around how when COVID came in. And we were Tattva back then. We had not even kept the name Traya. In fact, one morning we decided that by evening we need a name and a logo. We picked something and we went live. And I think that's my message that I want to share with other people who are planning to start, that don't fall in the trap of overworking, over analyzing, right? If you want to start a company, you should watch this podcast and start it tonight. And by tomorrow, you should have finalized at least couple of things. The faster you take decision, the faster you go out, the faster you fail, the faster you experiment, the better it is. You can now
Completely.
like
Yeah. No, actually, completely, Saloni. You're very right. And in fact, I honestly was intrigued by your story. Normally, I try to stop on the journey front and focus on other things, but I loved every word of it. Your thesis behind building a company, you doing the groundwork that, okay, it's just not taking a X shampoo and thinking that, okay, in this shampoo, we add this thing and try selling it. There's this proper groundwork, there's personal problem, there's identifying market, which these are in fact very important lessons. It's be it starting an apparel company or be it starting something as deep as what you guys have done. It takes that groundwork. Companies can be started up. Government can do the ease of business from 20 days to 2 days, but the groundwork of 1 year, 1.5 years is what you require. Honestly, very glad to hear that part. So, when you were starting up, did you think that we will find a scalable model out of it, because it is a customized plan, it is a customized product? What do you think on the scalability front, or were you of the opinion that, okay, let's prove our thesis and then we'll find scale ways later?
So, Mohit, very good question. In fact, the first set of people when we were nothing, right? When we would go and speak to early investors, or we would go and just speak to people, this would be the question that, ये नहीं चलेगा, product बनाओ, shampoo बनाओ, Amazon पे डालो, तो ही Mamaearth बनेगा. There are few people like that, and that's a very valid question. But I think Altaf and I had a clear focus that the only reason we are starting this company is because we are going to deliver efficacy, and every other hair company is not delivering that. The purpose of starting this company was to give hair results. Right now, if if it is tough, then it is tough, right? Let's say Zomato for years was just a food menu browsing company. But then Swiggy came in and started delivering, and Zomato forever thought that delivery is too difficult. It's not scalable. Though they made it scalable. And hence, Altaf and I clearly thought that we should always do what is right for my customer, and which is giving great results, hair growth results with zero side effects. And whatever it takes in terms of, the tech or the process or scalability, everything is scalable. It is just about strong execution. And the more difficult it is, the bigger the moat you prepare for yourself. Because I know now people cannot follow or copy Traya.
Completely makes sense. So, doing non-scalable things initially just to get things right up in place, in fact, is a mode, because it's not easy to create customized plan. On the front of sorry.
In fact, this was a challenge for us, right? People in the beginning would come to our website and just want to buy a shampoo or an oil. This was one big challenge that we faced, that people did not want to go through that process, that we have to first fill the hair test and then buy the whole box. We just want shampoo and oil. So we as a brand had to create that awareness, education, do a lot of content marketing. Now when we get calls on a customer support, they are like, DHT का problem है, male pattern hair loss, क्या करेंगे? And you're like, wow, we've like taught people science. So we had to maneuver through those challenges, but I'm glad that we did not leave our path of focus of sticking to efficacy over anything else.
Completely. You two had great conviction in building the product, building the solution. How was your initial team like, though? Were there, so you have a good doctor, I think Dr. Shailendra, who came through directly your consultation. But
Yeah,
apart
and
from
Dr.
that, how did you
Yeah, got it.
get to the team part? Just some brief on that.
Sure. Good point, Mohit. So I think one thing that has worked for us is, so we did first go with doctors because we realized that we need them on board to um, get the best solution out there. We also realized that each customer needs a doctor because it's different. So though we have a tech today to on the website to tell the customer that, hey, you are going to get these 4 products in your box, even today, after an order is placed, each customer's prescription is prepared by an Ayurveda and a dermatologist, 2 doctors. So it's almost like virtually going to 2 clinics and getting your prescription without doing any video calls, and we've built tech where it takes a minute for a dermatologist to prepare 1 prescription, because we have used prediction algorithms. We build a prescription, the doctor has to just sort of validate it. It's not like they have to type the entire prescription. So we have used tech to make it scalable. And each customer at Traya, even today, gets a dermat and an Ayurveda prescription in their box with their products. The customization happens there. So yes, we needed doctors. So our first approach was to get doctors on board, and we did that, which was not very difficult. We got an intern in the early days. She was right out of college, and we picked a psychology major intern. The idea was that we realized that though we look like we are a D2C hair brand, we are actually in the business of building adherence. Because anything in hair, it's not like you apply and you get hair in 10 days. The customer has to use this box for 5 months to see results. Now, whatever magic I pack in the box, only if he will use it will he see results. And hence we started focusing on, what do we do with this customer? How do we build that habit that, hey, you have to get up, eat your herbs, you have to put your serum, you have to use you, and there are some diet changes as well, right? It's not easy to make diet changes in people's lives. So we realized that we cannot be like a product company that sells product and says bye bye. We have to work with the customer very closely till we reach the point where they start seeing results. And hence, very soon we realized that we are more in the model of weight loss, workout kind of people. So, like when you go to a gym on your own versus you go to a gym with an instructor, your chances of success with an instructor are way higher, because he's, on your head, come to the gym, work out with me. And we followed that same principle here. So the first intern that we hired today heads my entire customer experience team, Zara. And she's built a team of coaches here who are trained under both dermatologist, Ayurveda doctor, also the nutritionist. So each customer gets a coach. The coach calls them end of the month, takes feedback, understand what's going on, makes the plan doable for them, and tweaks the plan based on doctor's feedback and changes the next month plan. So it's a very, very close-knit relationship. And it is also about listening to your customers. Like when we did the first 55 exercise, Altaf and I were calling the customers. We realized that people like to talk. When they are on their hair growth journey, there is so many misconceptions that come. Some guy would think, "अरे मेरा dandruff है, नहीं नहीं, अरे मेरे को लग रहा है मेरे gray बाल हो रहे हैं." There is no connection in the treatment with gray ball. It's just that now he's opening his hair roots. So people, because of these reasons, if you go to a dermat, even if you get a good treatment, people stop the treatment because there is no support from the dermat, and people don't go back to the dermat. So we realize that people need a buddy. To an extent, for some of the people, our coaches are like therapists. They are listening to them, they're talking to them, they're taking monthly feedbacks, and people really look up to Traya as their hair expert now. So we have a team of coaches. Every customer is assigned a coach, and hence, that scalability question made more sense, because now it's not just a different process on website. It's doctor prescription and a coach, and we've made all of this scalable with the help of tech and process.
Amazing. So just on the front of customer experience, I think you have done some phenomenal work there. A lot of team members having personalized conversations with your customers increases the stickiness and retention. That's a known fact. What other strategies have you used specifically to focus on customer experience? Be it on packaging, be it on website. What are some things which you have done there to kind of increase that trust? Because End of the day, I think in a segment which you are in, and rightly pointed out by you, corrupt market, it becomes difficult for a person to trust anyone, Traya or any new person. So I would say that as a customer as well. How do you get to that journey and phase? Just some idea.
Sure. So first thing we do is we set the right expectations. So let's say, Mohit, you get onto the plan. We tell you that, Mohit, you are here. The best that we can do is make you reach here, and it is going to take X months. Let's say 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, whatever it is. And then we say that, Mohit, our month one goal is not hair growth because it's not possible. Our month one goal is first to maybe solve your dandruff, and we'll solve it by 30th day. And when the customer sees that the dandruff is gone by 30th day, it builds trust. For some people, the goal is gut issue that, hey, Mohit, you have constipation. By 30th day, we will solve your constipation. And that is something I can solve in a week actually with Traya herbs. So when they see that their energy is improving, they're sleeping better, their gut health has improved, they feel that, yes, they are on the track to seeing great hair results. And once they reach the third month, they see a reduction in hair fall first. So when that happens, it's another positive twist. But the customer is observant to all of this because the coach communicates to them right from the first call. So setting the right expectation, breaking down to goals that are short term, especially monthly, because we sell monthly packs. We never tried initially to sell like long packs because trust is a big issue. Like people want to first try out and then see if they want to buy.
So, how difficult is it to, like, what in your experience, do all of your customers get to the month 2, month 3, month 4, or do you see that there's a lot of leakage happening?
So there is leakage, but we
and
have
how do you
now
try to
achieved.
prevent it? Would be the second part.
Good point. Good point. So one is what we do now. I mean, we've come a long way now. We have tech, a lot of backend tech that is built where complete customer health history is there. The doctor's notes, prescriptions are there. The coach uses that. So we use tech, a combination of tech and people, to understand who this person is. Is this person sincere enough? Will this person be able to build a habit to use the entire regime? If not, we use strategies to make it easy. For example, let's say you have 5 products in your box and you have to use 5. We see that the person is failing and not able to use because he's not regular. We tell him the 2 most important things and we say, 5 जाने दो, ये 2 चीज आप use करो. So the doctor identifies what is critical for the treatment and we try to break it down. So we say month 2, now we'll start the 3rd product and 4th product. So of course the treatment takes a little bit longer, but at least the non-regular guy gets regular. And the good thing is that the moment they start seeing results in the month 3, even the non-regular guy then gets motivation to become regular. Right? So one is making it easy and doable for people. The other is, and we do a lot of meta tagging. So let's say a coach calls you, Mohit. After they keep the call, they'll mark when the system says call done. They'll have to mark, was Mohit happy on the call or unhappy? How is Mohit's gut health today? How is Mohit's dandruff today? How is Mohit hair fall now? So we collect all these meta tags, which helps us further use that data and identify where the user is in the journey in terms of seeing results, happiness. Um, in fact, we have a system of escalation on month 3 where a customer gets red flagged if they have not seen any positive results. That's when the doctor intervenes to see ki kya ho raha hai. So all of this kind of helps. But actually, I think the magic at Traya for customer retention is our coach. As much as tech we build, no matter what tech we build, even in the future, I never see that coaches will be eliminated. They will always be along with tech. Maybe their life will get easier with tech, but I don't see coaches eliminating. We have a Traya app. We still need coaches because that's my consumer insight. People like to talk and discuss things which cannot happen in tech. So I think that coach is the magic piece here. Of course, we do all the basic of WABA, email, SMS, Traya app. You can measure your success on Traya app. You keep uploading pictures. You can chat with the coach there. The app gives reminder. All of that. We've tried different gamification techniques to see can I give a reward to see if the guy is more regular. But all of that would be 10% of success and 90% would be the coach.
Totally. It's end of the day people solving people problems, and that's when people like it. What have so this is a bit more on your front as a founder. What have you done to yourself uh, since about you started July 19 to July 22? What changes have you got in yourself to handle things back then to handling things now? And what do you foresee that in 25, what should I be doing? So three roles of yourself in 19, 22, 25, and what have you done to kind of help you do that things?
Okay. So when I started, I was practically taking care of everything brand, marketing, also tech. I built my own landing pages. I all of it was my sort of bit. Everything from formulations to manufacturing to quality to packaging, all of that is Altaf's forte. He's a biochemist. He understands that, and I am a tech marketing person. So I took care of all of this. um, how my role has changed is, I think now, I spend most of my time in hiring, and rather than doing things. And of course, I spend time in um, delegating, more than delegating, defining metrics for each person in my team, reviewing those metrics, setting up frameworks. Um, um, i think it has changed completely from doing it yourself. It has become to um, planning things, a lot of ideation and thinking rather than doing. Earlier, it was all doing it yourself, which was very difficult because it's all very slow when you don't have a team, right? So when now that you said look back and think what you were doing, for a minute, I felt like, I like it here. I don't want to go back because I have a team now, so it's just so much faster to do things. And I think a year later, probably I'm hoping that I'm still involved with few people in micromanagement or like reviewing or brand, especially brand marketing tech are like my area, things that I own up. I think 1 year from now, I would love to spend time on things on what are the other disease lines can try a launch, what are the other, what can I do with women, why just hair fall, why not hair damage, why not graying, why not. So I'm still not there in terms of my freedom and time, but most hopefully 1 year later, that's where I will be.
In fact, just something out about hair fall is just an end result for you. What you're doing is a complete holistic health because if you're solving gut, if you're solving thyroid, the whole lot of things. Hair fall is just something I can measure if we say. So I think you are would be a hair fall company now, but you're a health tech, proper core health tech company getting allopathy and Ayurveda, which is okay. There are some challenges which could be in this domain. How do you see competition as a challenge? So, Ayurvedic plus allopathic, there are like I don't know the huge market size and huge amount of knowledge which is going here. So, how do you see competition as an angle here? Is it helping you build an industry, or is it box selling, or what is the competition and how do you see it as?
So, Mohit, I think it's a very, very competitive space, right? I also get surprised sometimes that how did we start here? Because, for years, I mean, if I had to list for years the oil that come, like, from clinics to oils to everyone out there who's trying to sell hair regrowth, is a competitor, whether they are online, not online, 10 din tel laga ug jao wala company hai, ya, whatever it is, right? They are competition. um, the thing that really gives me sleep at night is uh, I see on the road and there are bald people still there in India. It is not eradicated. So none of that is working. And Altaf and I tried almost a lot of whatever was there and nothing worked. So my hope is that now or maybe later, the goal is that every Indian should be on the Traya hair regime. And hair fall or hair loss or balding is not a part of aging. You need not age with balding. You can age gracefully with a good set of hair like your granddads did, right? Like they were not balding in 20s. So that's the goal, and that's what gives me peace. But is the competition helping or not helping? I don't think it is helping in any way, because the category is a very well established category. Hair fall, it's been there for ages. um, Maybe what is helping is, especially the pandemic, that the mindset of getting health sorted online has been established and people are open to it. So I think maybe that is helpful, but other than that, I don't see any help.
Great. In fact, to sum it up, you are in a very competitive problem category, but a less competitive solution category. Less solutions like yours, but problem is, of course, I think every fifth, sixth lane would have some balding logo there. How has funding helped you getting your seed, or even maybe later stage funding? How has that helped you? Or do you think that is a good way to go for companies like yours?
Definitely helped us. I think two things. One, you need money to do things, right? If you are constantly thinking about your money and saving your money, it's very difficult to get into the mindset of experimentation and learning. So when you get a funding, money is off the table. Now you need to burn that money, which means you go out, you experiment, you learn, and that's when you build something. So that really helped, because I think no matter how rich you are, when you have your own money, it's tough, especially if you're a first time entrepreneur like me. I think it's very important to get a funding out there, because you also, it's not just about the money, but when you're very young and your team is very small, you have these investors on board, and you have somebody you can brainstorm with, you can talk with. um, we recently had another round of funding, and Fireside came on board, and they have built the D2C market in India. So it's extremely helpful and encouraging to have someone who can actually help you solve your challenges, and you feel, and it's extremely helpful. It's way beyond money now.
Totally. The playbooks help. I think in terms of scaling a brand, they have a well-defined playbook, which helps you out. So, Saloni, that's it from my end. I think we have come to an end to a very good session. It's been more than the time we had anticipated, but glad talking with you. In fact, I could be one of your probable customers in very near future.
Shipping you right away. But you have a great hairline, so yeah, just a healthy hair solution.
No, I'm not that good. I'm bad in this area. So I've tried multiple treatments, could relate to many things what you told. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Saloni, for your time. It was wonderful talking to you. I think the knowledge which you shared throughout your journey is something which should go out to as many patients or people who are suffering from this, just as an idea. And yeah, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Mohit. Great time talking to you. Bye.
Bye-bye.